Being is our deepest look into the unwritten book of an athlete's life. The style, the essence, the harmony, the strife. Our very best reporting, words and images consorting into one. Kobe Bryant is arguably the greatest basketball player in the world today. Through the force of his will and the range of his skills, he can take possession of a game like no other player alive. But he remains a man who feels yet unfulfilled, a man still haunted by the ghost of what he craves most.
Here's Michael at the foul line, a shot on Elo, good! The Bulls win!
Kobe wants to be Michael. Worse, he wants to be more than Michael. He wants to be larger and grander than Michael. Wants to retire someday known as the greatest basketball player who ever lived. In the world of pro basketball, Kobe is like Napoleon dreaming of Alexander the Great. Both conquered worlds, but Alexander came first and he did it best. Brilliant, charismatic, universally revered. Kobe was raised to be who he is today, by pedigree and upbringing, by how he was trained from an early age to achieve and excel. In his competitive fire and will to win, he is more like a great racehorse than any human athlete of our time. The son of an NBA player who starred in Italy and who brought his son into locker rooms, to games, to the smells and chalkboards that defined that world. He played the game incessantly, obsessively, and he mimicked MJ at every turn, in style, in work ethic, in skills. Alas, behold him now, a prisoner of someone else's legacy, rising like Michael on his fadeaway, that look of passionate intensity on his face, driving the lane, tongue wagging. In his search for individuation, Kobe at last found himself an artist at impersonation.
This is me. This is how I am. And how do you elevate your team? How do you get to the next level? You have to have some kind of luck. And the answer to prayer.
Kobe Bryant MVP. How does that sound?
It sounds pretty awesome. Sounds pretty awesome. It's it feels great. It feels great, and you know, more so because we all sharing this together. And I think that's the greater sense of enjoyment.
Yeah, I would like to be traded. And as tough as it is to say that, as tough as it is to come to that conclusion, I just don't see how you can rebuild that trust.
This is a long way from 11 months ago, isn't it? I mean, a long way.
No kidding. No kidding, man. If you told me we'd be sitting here, 11 months ago, man, I think you were crazy.
You have said you came to trust teammates more. When did that happen, Kobe? How does that happen? Is that something you decided going into the season?
No, it's something that we talk about as a group, and the first thing I say to them is, I told them, I said, you guys are ready. You're ready. Not only being ready for the moment, but wanting that moment. And then coming to me and said, Cole, I'm ready. You kick it to me, I'm gonna knock it down. And those are things that I wanted to see and that I needed to see. They made me look good. Because by them working hard and doing all the things that they've done, by coming through in clutch situations, making right plays, now people are looking at me like I've done something miraculous when they've done all the work. Then you kind of start smelling that familiar smell. Me and Derek joke all the time, during the season, we kind of look at each other and say, this is starting to smell a little familiar. That's when we got really excited about it.
Can you sense a difference? Because several of the guys I asked, including Lamar, said, he was so serious a few years ago that this is a new, not a new person, but a new side, an evolving side. Can you feel that?
This is me. This is how I am. You ask my kids and my wife, this is how I am all the time. I think it's just, we have a team that we all get along. I mean, we all enjoy each other's company. It's tough to do that when the chemistry isn't there. The teams that we played on in the past, there was such a huge age difference. There's a lot of bickering going on. And with this team, you don't have any of that. Everybody can just be themselves. We just laugh, joke, rib each other. It's fun. It was very hard getting adjusted simply because I had a lot of trouble understanding English and the slang. But one thing I had in common with some of my other students and classmates was basketball.
Bryant was such a sensational prep player that he became a national phenom, drawing sellout crowds to high school games near Philly. College coaches and pro scouts came to watch him soar and stuff. And when he decided to turn pro right out of high school, he was so peacock full of himself that he held a press conference with a pair of shades perched on his head.
No, I have decided to skip college and take my talent to the NBA.
A knight errant turned suddenly knight arrogant.
My name is Kobe Bryant. I'm 17 years old. ESPN, what's up? Going to Speaking Arts. I'm about to give a oral presentation for 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. We're entering the classroom. Dun, 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 dun. My name is Kobe Bryant. I'm 17 years old. My father played professional basketball. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers, the Houston Rockets, and the San Diego Clippers.
I'm about 6'9 and a half, 6'10.
And how tall is Kobe?
Well, you let him tell it. He's just as tall as I am. I would say 6'6", maybe 6'6 and a half.
He played professional basketball for 8 years. And after his 8th year, he decided that it would be best for him to move on and to take his talent elsewhere. So we packed our bags and moved to Italy.
I don't speak Italian. I know Kobe does, but I don't speak Italian.
Sto giocando anche adesso.
Yeah, he speaks it fluently. Matter of fact, that was his first language, because, I mean, how much English did you pick up from the age 1 to 5 years old?
So it's very hard. My father told us that he's retiring from the game of basketball and that it was time for us to come back to America.
Evidently, he had a very good experience overseas in Europe there, and I'm thankful that he's in America.
It was very hard getting adjusted simply because I had a lot of trouble understanding English and the slang. But one thing I had in common with some of my other students and classmates was basketball. So on Fridays and Saturdays, I would go in my rec room with my basketball and basically dribble myself to sleep. And I think that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because during those lonely hours in the rec room, I discovered the hunger, the motivation, and the desire to be the best possible basketball player that I could be.
He's, without question, the best high school player I've ever seen. I've never seen a player that just brings to the table the kind of skills that he does.
You know, if you're a ball player and you have to rely on other people to, get your shots, so say, he doesn't need that. I mean, he can work hard and get his own thing because he can handle the ball so well, and I think that's probably his strongest points besides jumping ability. He does some things that any basketball player would wish. I mean, I'm not trying to, be cocky at this, but, he does some things on the court that we couldn't do even if we had a ladder.
What's your favorite shot?
Pull-up shot. I love it because you have an opportunity to make your defender dance, do a little dance with you. Get the ball at the top of the key, put a little move on him, the defender's falling back, you take him to one spot, he thinks you're going to the basket, he slides all the way back, and you just pull up right in his face. I love that.
Would you rather do something spectacular offensively or defensively?
Defensively. No question. Because I can come down, I can do 1,001 dunks, it doesn't matter. But the guy's coming at you full speed, and I'm in there protecting the house. The guy's going up trying to dunk or whatever, and I go up, and I just catch the ball, and I throw it out of bounds, but block it so I can start a fast break. I love that. It gives me such a big thrill. I have a big decision coming up, and that's whether or not I go to college or straight to the NBA.
Do you know what you're going to do?
No. It's like a balance beam. Like, one week I said to myself, hey, I would like to go to the NBA. That's what I'm going to do. Because I think I saw Chicago play Orlando or something. I got excited. Then I see North Carolina play Duke. Like, man, this college atmosphere is crazy. This is what I want to do. I want to go to college. So I changed my mind like every other week. But, you know, once I reach that point, I get to an even keel and say, this is what I want to do, then that's what I decide.
He does have the skills to possibly succeed in the NBA to a certain extent right now. But if he went to college, that would be a great option also. He's a kid that can do anything.
I played at LaSalle University in the early 70s, and I tell you, I had a good career there. I really enjoyed it. The college experience was something that was special. That only comes around once in a lifetime, and I enjoyed it.
Everybody comes up to me and says, well, you have to go to LaSalle because your father's there. And that's not true. My father has raised me to be an individual. My mother's raised me to be an individual. They've always said, Kobe, I want you to make your own decisions. I've admired a lot of people such as Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Emmitt Smith. But the two people that I admire the most are my mother and my father. I love them so much. I can't explain it. I love my mother so much. She's done so much for me. And my father, too. My sisters as well. They've always been there for me. So, Sheree and Shay, if you're listening, I love you so, so much.
What is it about this game that you love?
Hearing the ball bounce, the feeling that you get out making a great pass. I just love it. I love jumping, I love dunking, I love hearing the crowd going ooh and ah. The whole game is just tremendous, you know. I sound like an NBA commercial or something. Like, I love this game, you know. But I do, I love it.
He's a young man that has worked hard to get to this point. Is there a right or wrong? I mean, who knows? Who knows? Only he can make that decision as time goes on.
4 anni, 5 anni. Sto giocando anche adesso. Una cosa che amerò per sempre. And I basically said that I love the game of basketball. I've been playing basketball since I was 3, 4, 5 years old. And I'm going to keep playing basketball, hopefully forever. And I just love this game very much. And I thank you all. You've been a great audience. And thank you. I mean, that was the first time doing that I can remember playing basketball where it just wasn't even fun for me. It wasn't fun. I didn't want to play anymore.
Bryant was 5 when his father signed to play basketball in Italy and moved the family there. The Bryants bonded tightly in Europe, loving and loyal to each other. So it was tough for 22-year-old Kobe when he decided to marry a young Latino, and his parents, objecting that he was too young and she not black, did not attend the wedding. The split lasted through 2 NBA championships, in which Kobe also became the league's premier shooting guard. The estrangement ended after Vanessa Bryant had a baby girl.
Because I didn't care one way or another. I mean, they come to me and they ask me about, you know, whose team is it, this, that, and the other.
Here it is June. How does it feel not to be in the final?
I don't like it. I don't like it. It just feels like something's missing. You know, I've been so used to playing in this, at this point in time, to not be playing right now, it's just, you know, it hurts.
To remember, you know, you at 17, little baby face coming in. And you, I mean, you had an advantage of your family and your father in particular having been an NBA player to help with that adjustment. How did your dad help you?
It started from when I was 5 years old, and I was just hanging around him, hanging around players, seeing how he handled different types of scenarios.
How would you characterize your relationship with your father today?
It's good. It feels good to have him back.
We had heard about the estrangement between you two. How difficult was that for you, Kobe?
It was very hard. You know, when things were kind of at its peak, was the year when everybody was, you know, in the media had this big thing going on between me and Shaquille. And to me, I mean, it was funny to me that people were trying to make that a big deal, because I didn't care one way or another. I mean, they come to me and they ask me about, you know, whose team is it, this, that, and the other, and I didn't care. I mean, this is not a serious issue to me. I have another issue that I'm dealing with right now that's, you know, that's real. I mean, that was the first time doing that I can remember playing basketball where it just wasn't even fun for me. It wasn't fun. I didn't want to play anymore.
I know this was a difficult time that you have just gone through. What was the most difficult aspect of it?
Not having my mother and my father there. You know, all these great things were happening, winning championships, and winning All-Star Game MVP and things like that. But I didn't have them there to share it with. You know, I had my own family, started my own family with my wife. Everything was going great, everything's good. But you just want your parents there with you. I mean, and it wasn't there, so that was difficult.
They weren't there for the wedding?
No.
How hard was that? One of the happiest days of your life, not to have those two important people there?
It was tough. But I mean, at the time, it was something that had to be done. I mean, we just weren't. I mean, we were so far apart from each other. It didn't seem like anything was going to happen. It didn't seem like we were going to mend anything.
What was it about you going on with your life that seemed to really cause this rift?
Yeah, taking matters into my own hands, marrying my wife so young. They didn't know her, and all this other stuff. I mean, there was a lot going on.
They didn't know her. Did they object to her without even really knowing her?
Yeah.
That must have hurt.
Absolutely.
I mean, when did you all come back together? How long have you been?
This was recently, so I say 3 weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So this has been recent, and you know, I'm happy about it.
When will you think it's time to pass it on to LeBron?
When I retire.
What will it mean to you to win a championship with this group of guys?
Bryant knocks it down. Man, Kobe looks like he's on a mission tonight. Oh, Kobe's getting one of those nights going, folks.
I saw a different Kobe last year, where you took your game even to a whole nother level, and the MVP came your way because of that. How did it all come together last year and you becoming the MVP?
The help when we got Pau Gasol. You know, it's a lot easier to make players better that are that good anyway. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It makes your job a lot easier. But guys stepping up, coming into their own after years of kind of working with them. Now they finally stepped into that spotlight and we're ready for it. You know, Lamar was ready. You know, Sasha was ready. And so now it made it a lot easier for me to trust them. It was just a fun year. It was just a fun year, and it made it a lot easier for me.
And after a 22-year absence, the Boston Celtics are NBA champions once again.
Boston is back strong again. The Lakers are back strong again. Could be on a collision course one more time.
I hope so.
Yes. What is it going to take this time to beat them? Do you know what you need to do as a team to beat them a second?
Well, there were a couple things. You know, one, they were tougher than we were, physically tougher, stronger, and they imposed their will on us.
Back of the rim, Garnett on the slam follow.
We got to be a little tougher. We got to get a little meaner. Outside of that, we got to be a better defensive team.
Now, Dwayne Wade has been on record, said that the Redeem Team would beat the Dream Team. So I'm sure LeBron James thinks the same thing. What does Kobe think?
Oh man, I ain't gonna put me on the spot like that, man. That's cold. See, you know, I won't even jump into that water.
Okay. Well, I would just say this then. Who would you guard?
MJ.
MJ.
Yeah, no question.
Speaking of MJ, when we passed the torch, and Larry Bird and I passed it to Michael. Now here you are, the best player on the planet. When will you think it's time to pass it on to LeBron?
When I retire.
Fair enough.
I want one more championship. Give me one more championship. You know, he's a phenomenal player. Man. He reminds me a lot of you, to be honest with you, because he's so outgoing, he's so gregarious, he embraces everybody. I mean, he's just got that energy about him that was just fun to be around.
What will it mean to you to win a championship with this group of guys?
Oh, it would mean everything. It would mean everything, because nobody thought we'd be able to get back there. He's too selfish. You can't lead this group back to this spot. Oh, they're too young. Oh, they're not tough enough. You know, so there's a lot of things that we got to prove. And so to have another party down Figueroa, man, that would be incredible.